Yeah. I want to wish everyone, every woman, especially my black women, my African women, my Jamaican women, my Haitian women, my women's all across the globe with the melanin skin, a happy Mother's Day. And it's not often do we celebrate in totality. I know we celebrate every year, but in totality, meaning every day, mothers who will risk their lives to have y'all black asses. But nevertheless, it's cool because motherhood has always been attacked from 2023 to now 2024. But I definitely wanted to give that shout out because it's necessarily needed. My mother is no longer living with us, but if she were present, I would probably take a flight, take her out to eat, and if they would permit me, if they would let me do that, because she was in a home, and needless to say, she had short-term memory. She had short-term memory loss, but she knew who I was. So It's just take her out for a walk. And yeah, but took the missus out and Cheesecake Factory, spent that dough, and got myself back a cake. I hope everybody enjoyed their Mother's Day. And certainly, I have not forgotten all those who have supported me, all those who are mothers in the community, in the YouTube community, in this teeny tiny space. I want to wish y'all a happy Mother's Day, right? I wish all those in the black sector and the beef sector, even in the Umar sector, I like to wish those individuals a happy Mother's Day. Now, with that being said, speaking of single mothers who are single, why is it that we take for granted or neglect motherhood? Is it because they're not under our care? Is it because they are the risingest group of females? Because Negroes cannot handle their business properly or don't want to be involved in their children's lives? And I have to say, this would be formidable for my Negroes Do Not Deserve Black Women series. But I kept it here. Well, maybe Umar will have something to say on that issue. Shouts out to Dr. Ifatunde Agundate. Shouts out to Dr. Umar.
Between 3 and 7 p.m. We know most girls get pregnant between 3 and 7 p.m. So if Black parents could really make sure their child is supervised and that they have constructive things to do at the end of the school day and just until dinner time, they'll be okay. 3 to 7 is the culprit. Not that our children can't get into trouble outside of those hours, but most of the time it's between 3 and 7 that most pregnancies and most juvenile delinquent activity takes place. So parents have to supervise their children. I would say, having worked in the schools for nearly a quarter of a century now, I would definitely say that parental supervision, without question, is a very big issue. There is no such thing as teenage pregnancy if there's parental supervision. You cannot get pregnant if you're being supervised by your parents. You cannot get pregnant if you're being supervised by responsible adults in the community. So parental supervision is a big issue. However, many of our parents have to work 2 and 3 jobs, so they're not always available to supervise their child, which is why we as a community have to come together and provide that supportive system that can help our parents supervise their children when they can't be available to do so themselves. So even though the parent might be the first teacher of the child, I think the community itself is the first protector of the child, because no parent can protect their child on their own. No parent can supervise their child on their own. No parent can educate their child on their own. And let's also keep in mind that most of our children are being raised by Black women, single Black mothers who are doing the best that they can, but they can't do it all on their own. Too often we focus on the parent and not enough on the community where that parent lives. The Black church has been given, they've been wiped totally free of accountability. Nobody talks about the church and what it is not doing to support our Black mothers. Our politicians, same thing. They have been able to escape accountability. Nobody talks about what they should be doing. Our grassroots organizations, nobody talks about what they should be doing. And our Black businesses, nobody talks about what they should be doing. The conversation always goes right back to the most vulnerable person in our community, the single Black mother. We need to shift that conversation and start talking about the responsibility of community stakeholders as it relates to the supervision and the education of our children.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Says the guy with the 2 baby mamas. I knew that was going to come up. I don't understand it for the, hold on, wrong one. I don't understand it for the life of me why Negroes just want to be in your life when quite frankly you don't give two honorary damns about one another. So why should you care about what Dr. Umar is doing in his life? You don't know what type of relationship he has with his baby mothers. You don't know what type of relationship he has with his daughters. You don't. You clearly don't. So you jump up on my page acting stupid. I get it. You're single and lonely. You were single and lonely too. I get you. I got you. I got you, dog. I got you. But anyway, we gonna move forward. Oh, believe me. Come on, come on. I could drop links and I could kick asses. Just like I always been doing. Just like I've always been doing. Oh, here come another one. Because he's always running his mouth about everybody else. Like who? Who? Give names. We need names over here, sir. Sir, we need names. Vaughn, Hotep. Trish was whooping your ass. I told her to leave you alone. But she don't listen to me. But back to this dude here. Dude, woman, whoever you are. He's always running his mouth. You see, people like this, we would excommunicate. You know what? He wouldn't do it, so I am not going to do it. But if it were left up to me, I excommunicate your ass. Yeah, bounce out of here like your daddy did a long time ago. Anyway, back to reality. Back to reality. You see, single motherhood is very tricky. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I understand. I understand, my guy. I understand. You must not know the history about what his first baby mama did to Dr. Umar when I think he was just getting his graduate degree, or excuse me, associate's degree. Of course, she did not want to be. She did not want him to be with his child. And saying all types of scandalous things, but you know what? Years later, I think they have a mutual understanding. So until confirmed that he's in a court of law, paying extra child support, until he's in the court of law with his baby mamas, until you see Dr. Umar Ifatunde in the court in the present time, please, put sugar on top, shut the hell up. Now, let's go back to another clip. Speaking of single mothers, since I have no skin in the game because I'm not going to leave my child and I'm not going to leave my wife single mother. I'm not going to do that because I know as a father, as a responsible person, I have a duty and an honor to provide and protect. Boy, this is some hard ass shit. I'm going to get to you knuckleheads in a minute. Observe.
Good evening.
Thank you for accepting my request. I mean, took forever.
No problem. My apologies. I know you was trying to get me I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So a lot has been going on with both of my kids.
Okay.
With my daughter.
Blend them together. Give me who we going with first, the son or the daughter.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to go with my son first because that's easier.
Okay.
So
give
my
me
son
his age and grade again.
15, 10th grade.
IEP or no?
IEP.
Okay. What's the disability?
Autism. General ed. High.
Okay. Is he high function, moderate, or low autism? In your opinion?
No.
Extremely high function. So he don't need much help then.
Gifted.
Okay.
No, he doesn't need much help. Well, before we, had all of the services and all of that since kindergarten. He's in 10th grade now. He only has counseling, RSP, and he has his BII. So, yes. But we've been having a little bit of issue with the schools that because they're far away, that I picked. And they didn't give him transportation because it's out of the transportation zone.
Mind you, Dr. Ifatunde does conferences every Tuesday, I believe. Every Tuesday around 6 a.m. So you catch him around 6 a.m. He does other conference calls, I believe. I'm not sure. But you can definitely catch him on Tuesdays around 6 a.m.
For his school.
I think you can fight that.
No, it's a magnet school. It was a magnet school. So
it don't matter, magnet or not. If it's still a publicly funded school. If he got an IEP, they're supposed to provide that service. You could take them to due process with the state to get that service.
The school was like an hour away.
It ain't up to them. It's not up to them. It's the law. It ain't up to them.
I already took him out of school. So that's why I wanted to talk to you a while ago. I already took him out of school because it's easier for me because I was Ubering him to school and it was like almost $100 back and forth daily. So I decided not to even wait.
And you should get reimbursed from the IEP funds.
I decided not to
You don't pay. No.
I already know that part. But I decided anyways because I needed him to be in a school closer to me anyways. So after a while of trying that, I just brought him to a school closer to me. But now what is happening is that they're telling me.
So the school you brought him to closer to you, is this his first year there or no?
His first year.
Okay. How's he doing?
I have an IEP meeting next week.
How's he doing so far?
He's doing great. He has mostly A's and 1B.
Okay.
Yeah, he's brilliant. But
what's your concern with him other than
my concern is
so is he getting bused there? He's getting bused to the school.
Not yet. He's only been there a week and a half. He's only been there a week and a half.
Oh, he just got there.
Yeah, he just got there.
Okay, what's your concern with him?
My concern is that now since he's been in the school, they went through they were looking at FAPE to see if my son have the services that he had at his old school when they did all the evaluation and the assessments in 9th grade. So they can't find it in Wellingen. They're telling me they can't find his. They can't find his services. They say they only see counseling on his services, and I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean?
Okay, time out. The IEP came from the other school to this school. This school is a different district or the same district as the last school? Different
district.
Okay. The paperwork was sent, right?
Yes. But on his
so if they have the IEP,
they said it's on. Yes.
Okay.
They only see counseling, which that's not it.
Did you go for the IEP? Did you go through it? Forget them. Did you go through it to see if everything's in there?
I didn't go. No, it's not on the one that they printed out. No, it's not on the one that they printed out. And even when they went through,
so who's going to contact the previous school to get the
I already did that. I already did that. They are.
What they saying?
They're giving me the runaround. They're not.
Thank God I never had to deal with none of this when I was growing up. IEP, I just looked up what IEP was, and it's Individualized Education Program. And The Individualized Education Program, IEP, is a legal document provided under federal law that is used for children in public schools who need special education. It is developed with the child's parents and members of the school system who are trained to ad, admissioner IEP according to the law. An IEP is intended for children with disabilities. Aha. So I might be wrong. Of course, you go through counseling and everything else. You go through counseling, you go through social work and everything else. And then they do a series of tests with you, which I do know that. Trust me, I've been through the system myself. And depending upon the person's actions, discipline, how they are in terms of where they're well, let's put it this way. Educational wise, where are they? Can they read fast, or can they read slow? Are they paying attention in class? Are they not comprehending things real well? They do a series of tests. A series of tests. So I definitely get this, but yeah, we'll move forward. I know there's more.
Getting back to me, they're just telling me they'll call me back. So this is just happening since Thursday.
Okay, so that means you need to contact the director of special ed for the
district. I've already called the district.
Did you speak with the director of special ed?
No, I don't think I spoke with the director of special ed, but I spoke with
That's
someone
who you need to talk to.
The director of special ed. Okay.
You need the director.
Okay.
You need to get the director's email and send them an email, and you want to carbon copy the superintendent and the principal at the past school.
And the principal. Okay. Yes, I've been talking to
and if you don't get that paperwork, in 2 weeks, I would contact the state of California Department of Education and make a complaint against that school district for withholding your child's paperwork. And you know who I would call? I would call the state's attorney general, the state's attorney in Sacramento. That's your state capital, right?
The who?
Sacramento is the state capital of California.
I'm not sure. I am not sure who's the
woman. How you don't know the state capital in your state?
No, I'm not
Sacramento.
Sure who you're. I don't understand the question.
You live in California.
Yes. I thought
yes, in the state
talking
capital.
about the actual district. My bad.
No. Listen to me. The state capital of California is where the State Department of Education is. That's Sacramento, right?
Yes, Sacramento.
Exactly. So you may have to call Sacramento, and don't pay attention to the coons in the comments. They just mad that you look good. But listen, you're gonna have to contact.
Not worried about nothing.
Cut it out.
You already know what it is. I'm not worried. I'm not even reading that. I am not even.
You're gonna have to contact the State Department of Education in Sacramento and make a complaint. And I will call the Attorney General, the state's Attorney General, because they breaking the law. The law says that paperwork should have got to that school district within 45 days.
I have another question. For all these panels that talk about single mothers and their position in life, how come education never comes up? You talk about jobs, yet you talk about your job. They don't care about you. Talk about the job, yes. They don't care about your job. They talk about how you look. They talk about why is that even open? They talk about job, they're talking about your education, they talk or not education, they're talking about Instagram, OnlyFans, Tick, and whatever else, but never anything about education. I thought that was important. Although there are certain men that don't want a woman to learn anything. It seems. I might be wrong on that. But, oh no, nevertheless.
You only been there a week and a half, but
yeah, only a week and a half. So I've already set up the meeting. That's what I'm trying.
Meeting
that's
for what?
The IEP, so we can go over the IEP to open his IEP.
Okay, but here's my question: How y'all going to have a meeting to create a new IEP?
Over his 3-year evaluations, because he did all the evaluations, and we're going to go over that, and then we're going to go over his new IEP that's in place right now.
It seems like to me she is very confused about what to do. I mean, it's basic. I mean, you get in contact with whoever you have to have in contact with to get your child the best education possible. I don't. Ugh. Yeah, she's struggling a bit, but let's listen.
But they're telling me they don't see the other service.
Hear what I'm asking you. Listen to me, gorgeous. If I'm about to do an IEP on a kid who only been here a week and a half, how do I intelligently do that if I don't have the most recent IEP?
That's what they're saying.
This kid only
the most recent one only have his counseling.
That's my point. So how can y'all do a new one without?
They want to reevaluate him, and I don't want them to reevaluate him. So that's my concern. I don't want them to do all the evaluations over.
Okay. Question: when was his last triennial evaluation? Because you get him every
last year?
3 years.
Last year.
Ninth grade, he had one.
Yes, ninth grade.
You have that evaluation?
Yes, I have it.
Does the new school have it?
They're telling me that they don't have it. They told me the other school did not send it over. They don't have a psych eval either.
Okay, but you do.
How can the new school not have his transfer papers? When you get your transfer papers, they have everything, including that eval. School districts ain't shit no more.
I do. No, I'm gonna take it to the school. This is new information for me.
I got.
That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Because if they
as of Friday, yeah.
Listen, if you give them a copy of the psychological, and I'm assuming that psychological got scores on it. Does it have scores?
It does. It does.
Then they can do the IEP off of that. They can do the IEP off of that.
Okay, so they don't have to reevaluate him.
No, because he was just evaluated.
Exactly. That's my point. And they're telling me that
no.
Do.
They don't. Wait a sec. Wait, time out. He's in the same state. Mm-hmm. This school that he's at now, is it a different district from the last?
The other one was a charter school. This one is a magnet.
Okay, so charter schools are technically considered their own school districts.
Yes.
Here's the thing. When they go to a new state, the state has to evaluate. If I'm remembering correctly, when you go to a new state, the state has to reevaluate unless the parent says no. From district to district in the same state, it carries over, I'm almost sure.
Right, and he just had his 3 years.
If they want to retest them, they can make that request. But if you say no, they can't do it. In my opinion,
exactly. I don't
if the other eval was done well, there's no need for a re-eval. So if
they're basically telling me that they see a lot of discrepancies and a lot of things were done wrong.
But they don't even. You sent me did you send me his psych eval? Send it to me.
I'll send you the newest one.
Let me look at it to see if there's enough there, in my opinion, to do an IEP. Send it to me.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yes.
But when is the meeting to do the new IEP? When is it?
The 11th.
Okay, yeah. So you can send it to me this weekend. I can look at it this weekend.
Yeah, the 11th.
I don't think he needs to be reevaluated again. If they do
reevaluate
him, if they do reevaluate him,
why do you need to? Hold on. Why do you need to reevaluate a child when his scores are right there? It's only been a year. That's strange. I've been out of the school system for decades, so he's the expert. I'm not.
They got to use all new assessments.
Mm-hmm.
You can't use the same assessment. Some of them 6 months, some of them 12 months. You follow me? So I wouldn't want to put him through that again. He already
That's
did.
exactly
I wouldn't want to put him
what I
through
told
that
him. I don't want to do that.
And remember, because he's in the 10th grade, those assessments get tough in high school. You're at a whole new level. It ain't like the 5th grade test, the 8th grade test.
Yeah.
So you risk his scores dropping a little bit, which is what we don't want to do because he's a little older now. So he's going to be compared to this age and this month. IQ is by age and month. So let's say you're 15, 4 months. I'm 15 and 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? We the same age.
Right.
But because I'm older than you by 3 months, my bar is a little higher. We could have scored the exact same way. But because I'm 7 months, 15 and 7 months,
right,
my scores are going to be lower than yours because you were 3 months younger than me. So I really don't want him getting tested again. Unless he scored low on that one, then I say make him do it again. But if he scored average or above, I wouldn't let them retest.
Right. And he was already
now. Let me ask you this: he's in the regular ed class, right?
Yes, regular ed. He's always been in regular ed.
So he just gets pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's your only issue with him.
That's the only issue. I don't even want to talk about all this stuff with my daughter.
You sure?
I need to have a phone.
Okay, they got to be a
phone
conversation
with you.
All right, I got
one-on-one because it's a lot. It's involving private school. It's involving an agreement with the district. All kinds of shit that's happening right now, and I've been dealing with it over 6 months. Okay,
because I remember the last time we spoke about her.
Yeah.
And you was at a solution. You pulled her out, and she was on a home-based program.
Yes.
So this year you let her go back.
She's back.
And what?
She's back.
All hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose. Okay, I need your expertise, and I can't do
it. We'll speak privately about that.
All right.
Okay. Last question: why you didn't come to my last lecture when I was in LA?
Well, I don't even think I was in LA. I don't even think I was in LA. I don't even think I was in LA at that time. Okay, so I don't even know. I don't think I was in LA. I'm a plead the fifth.
Hey, I want everybody to know she don't be coming to my lectures, y'all. My LA family, my Los Angeles family, skipping
I don't
out on
even
the
know
lectures.
where I was. Okay, when you coming back anyway? So that so I can rectify.
I'm picking with you. You know I'm picking with you. Okay. So we're gonna talk about your daughter. I might be able to call you tomorrow on that.
All right.
Do me a favor. Shoot me a text tomorrow at like 6 o'clock, which is 3 o'clock your time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I will.
And stop getting all jazzed up for my lives. Bye.
This is
wow. Okay. I think the next time I have him on, Dr. Ifatunde, I think the next time I have him on, I will have to come up with a series of questions because I've been out of school for 2 decades, as a matter of fact. And I will have to ask him, once they evaluate you, do they have to do it every year, or they don't have to do it but one time? Because I don't know how that goes. Don't know how it goes. Been out the system, it's terrible. But I had some good teachers. I had some good counselors. So now I'm in a trade school. I'm in trade school still. a little bit rough, but I'll get over it. But anyway, now that I want to pivot a little bit, I want to shift gears. Now, we've often heard time and time again Dr. Ifatunde's opinion. Well, let's get the opinion on Anton Daniels, right? Anton Daniels and I See Angry Man is up there. So let's see what's going on.
Because you can
You pulled up to the club and risk it all.
because you can't say that. See, I'm gonna tell you why you can't say that. You can't say that. I'm gonna tell you why you can't say that. What if you go out with a dude on a date and then he take it? You can't say, well, you decided to go on a date with him.
That's true.
A date is different from sex.
But also, if we wait,
women take advantage of guys every single day. They
even-
have them listed in their food in their phone as food.
Yeah.
Food.
That's different.
That's That's financial abuse.
It's only
That's
different because
$30.
you're not considering this man's feelings at all. You're looking at man as an object in this point. You're not looking on the other side of it at any point of this.
It's a written rule that you have to ask for permission to have sex.
That's not true.
Yes, wait, no. Let's go with that logic.
That is not true.
Wait, let's go with that logic.
I'm trying to get my brain together. I really am. I'm trying to get my brain together for this whole thing, because with great power comes great responsibility, right? With great conversation comes irresponsibility, because we're trying to get single mothers. We're trying to get single mothers to submit to the truth, their truths, that single mother or a woman who is a single mother has very low value, very little to low value. Is supposed to be a quiet, submissive, more like a give, not give and take, but a give type person. All right. But how are you going to act like a king without a country? What do you own and control? If you were handling your business like men, and I'm not talking individualism, I'm talking systematically. Systematically, if you are handling your business like a man should, most of these women will not be single mothers at all.
Even then, so you have to wait.
No, that is not true.
That's
not true.
Okay. So let's say now dudes stop saying, okay, I just want it. They like, yo, I want it, but I also don't want kids, and I need some type of documented proof saying that you agreed to not have kids.
That's gonna fuck the mood up.
What type of shit is this? You have to have a documented rule. Okay, girl. I want to take this pussy, but we're gonna have to sign the document agreement. I want you to sign here, here, and here, and here. What the? What? Man, I don't feel good right now. I am ill right now. But what? Hey, yo, I just want a piece of that ass. But before I take it, I want you to sign here, here, and here. I don't want you to get pregnant. If you do, I'm not responsible for it. What the fuck?
Okay, and that's why you seeing a lot of dudes saying, "No, I'm straight on smashing."
Unapologetic.
Because now they see the honey pot trap.
Ain't no man gonna say I'm straight.
The next one.
Okay.
No man gonna say I'm straight.
Okay.
And then so I know
that's what y'all be betting on. Y'all be betting on dudes to be too horny and not focused. I will tell you no in a heartbeat. Because if I got money on the table, fuck out of here.
You're like, what interview?
Why would people be desperate to? Yeah, why would people be desperate to fuck any of these niggas? What's so special about a nigga with? What's so special about a nigga with money nowadays? They will rather fuck a white man faster than they will fuck a black dude. This is for real, for real. Black man, and it's sad. It's sad coming from me when I say this. Black men have no credibility. I will say it again, no credibility when it comes to what they got going on in this country, which is nothing. Nothing. You don't produce nothing. You have 60% of white people, 60% of whites, shit, 46% of Asians. Everybody else, you done fell behind. And all that I just mentioned, they basically control the whole world as we speak. And we're still, and I'm going to give this grace. We are 2%, 2.0% of, we have 2.0% of wealth in this country. You have no back to stand on, sirs. And the only complaint that you have is how a single mother is supposed to give up her goods.
The word. You're like one, and then it's like, okay, so there's a such thing as a female condom. Y'all don't be like, hey, I'm gonna put my condom on. You put your condom on. You got birth control on top of that. Y'all don't be y'all. So
what is a female?
Nobody never seen a female condom in their life.
What is a female condom?
Nobody never seen no shit like that.
I never put that on, but I have
nobody has.
But I have like the little. It's like a little film you put in, and you insert it, and it protects you from
a film.
A film.
I know what you're saying.
Dissolves, like, so once you
well, like
it dissolves.
Yeah. Is it? It's spermicide. Yeah, it kills the sperm.
Like
that shit don't even sound
what
real,
you think
bro.
Plan B
don't
is?
sound right.
Yeah, it don't taste good, but it
messes up your pH.
I'm serious.
You talking
How
about
do you know how it tastes?
I hate to be graphic, but most women suck. Most women suck the D from when the nigga got the condom on. They'll suck the D with the condom on most times. I mean, protection is just like a nigga know when to put on protection and how to put on the protection right. I shouldn't have to be the one that a grown man like me should not have to tell another motherfucking grown ass man how to put a condom on. And even if she were to put a condom on, which is not even most of the time, still, you have to, if you put on protection, he's good, she should be good. No one's pregnant, no one has any STDs. In my humble opinion, I think these niggas should just separate. You know what? I should have just put this on a series. Negroes do not deserve black women, period. 26. I should have put this on a series. Damn it.
Oh, how it tastes.
That's why you gotta not be with
wow.
So it don't taste good.
Late night real conversation.
I mean, I'm trying to protect myself. I want to have no kids in the street. I gotta do what I need to do.
That's why it's ways around it.
The first person I ever heard said they used one of them before.
So let me ask you a question. If a guy says, let's say that a guy says, or a woman says, my body, my choice, right? So she can determine whether or not she wants to have the child or not, right? If the guy says, well, I don't want to be financially responsible since you have control over whether or not you can have the kid, I should be able to determine whether or not I want to take care of it since I'm not wanting to participate in this. Is that a fair exchange or should he still be required to take care of the kid financially?
Men do it every day.
Nope, that's not the question. The question is.
So they don't pull up to take care of the kid. They done pulled up to, they done pulled up to the club.
She changed the subject quick as hell.
I didn't, but I'm still the same. Like this is a fact. There's so many single mothers in the world that men not taking care of the damn kids. It's a fact. He's just the first person to be like 7. If he didn't have 7 and he only had 1, it wouldn't be a big deal. But he had 7, so it's a big deal. It's a controversy.
But yeah.
I don't know why Negroes don't want to admit to that. To admit to not handling his responsibilities like a man. My responsibility, I handle my responsibility, dog, by having 6 more. If you have 6 more with the same woman, then all bets are off. But 6 more women with 6 babies with 6 different women? That's inexcusable. That's reckless. Same with the women. But we're talking about the responsibility on this motherfucker. Not Angry Man, but motherfucker in terms of many men who stuck their thing out at a girl, stuck their thing in a girl so smooth. And when I heard them say, oops, they pulled out and looked at the condom, it broke off. Now 9 months later, you got wham. That sucked. Sorry, that sucked. Well, it's true. And went in there and this is the famous one. Trust me, there was a lifetime when I said it. Trust me. Have you ever heard this one? Have you heard this one? Let me just put the head in. No condom, no contraceptive, no nothing. Condoms irritate my skin. They got plenty of contraceptives. They got several different types of contraceptives. But again, why would a Negro not admit to not having a few brothers not taking care of their responsibility? I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
He shouldn't be held responsible.
Men don't. It's the responsibility really on the woman.
I like how you just slid by that question.
We take it.
Is it even his kid if he hasn't been DNA tested to prove it?
That's his fault.
No, is it even his kid?
They don't care because the mama don't even claim him no more.
You see how she weaving these questions,
yeah,
bro?
I'm not weaving nothing.
Hey, welcome.
Like Day dipping from baby D. Like,
tell me what I said wrong, then.
Well, technically, you didn't answer the question.
That's true.
You kind of dodged the question.
She politicking over there.
All right,
Erica for mayor.
It was my answers. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Let's go through this whole my body, my choice thing. And this is just my humble opinion. It all started. Let me go here. My body, my choice. I believe this all started with white folks because white women were getting raped, and by their men, white men, and either the child had survived or the child had not survived, and or the child was being dumped in a dumpster or being taken to a adoption agency. Okay. Then Virgo, black people started emulating the same shit. Now, where that came from, like I said, a woman was being raped. So obviously, white women have voices. They always do. They always attended. And so they bring their little buddies along and they start my body, my choice type of field. And they took it to I think, civil court. And ultimately, it's their choice if they want to have a baby or not. But the man should be able to determine the sex of the baby. If he is not be able to determine the sex of the baby, then what the hell is he there for? What is he there for? I think it'll be in our best interests, black people, if we not include the court system, not include the courts, not include civil courts, not include probate court, not include any type of federal law into this. Not even state, well, federal law is federal law, right? We shouldn't even include it in there. Why? Because it's none of their freaking business. None of their freaking business. But there are some black folks who clearly have a voice and they always say the same thing. We want protection. We want protection. We want protection. We want protection. Because if our men, the black men, won't protect us, they're going to heavily lean on the government. And what is government? Somebody who governs. And what is government really? Is it just a face? Or is it a person? The government really is just the face. There are hundreds of men and women making these decisions overnight. It's not one person, it's persons. So when you go and sign that card stating, I am responsible. He got me pregnant, so blah 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 blah. If I want, I can have the baby without his permission, or some of that degree. The only time I'll ever support a woman with the whole my body, my choice thing, if she is getting raped or getting beaten to her death. And right then I would say, well, it'll be your choice to have the baby or not. Because I don't condone, number one, I don't condone violence towards women. And I definitely don't condone violence towards children. That's what I don't do. I do not condone violence towards a woman who is getting beat or raped. That's what I do. I am pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice. When it comes to having a kid and I'm responsible for it, I'm taking responsibility for the things that I have done to her. I've gotten the woman pregnant. It's my responsibility. It's part of my responsibility, and it's also her responsibility. So I am pro. How would I say? Pro-life. I am pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice because of the simple fact that no man should put their hands on a woman.
AM, should a guy be responsible financially? Should he be forced to financially take care of the kid? In your opinion,
I think that men have the ability to sign away their rights, and if they sign away their rights, they shouldn't be financially responsible.
Wait, they don't have the ability to sign away their rights?
They do, but I think they still can be financially responsible though.
Oh, yeah, they I think they still are. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know, right? But I think that the only way that he doesn't stay financially responsible is if another guy adopts him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if another guy adopts the kid, then he no longer becomes financially responsible. I don't know why a guy would do that.
Yeah, financially responsible though, to sign away their right.
Guy be responsible financially. Should he be forced to financially take care of the kid? In your opinion,
I think that men should have the ability to sign away their rights. And
I think that you have completely lost your goddamn mind. That's what I think. Not be financially responsible, give away your right to be financially responsible for a child, an infant that you, again, this is not about Angry Man. I'm just saying in general. So you're saying that a man should not be responsible for his offspring? No wonder we got losers.
And if they sign away their rights, they shouldn't be financially responsible.
Wait, they don't have the ability to sign away their rights?
They do, but I think they still can be financially responsible.
I think they still are. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know, right? But I think that the only way that he is financially responsible is if another guy adopts him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if another guy adopts the kid, then he no longer becomes financially responsible. I don't know why a guy would do that at all. Like, I'm very confused as to why a guy would do that.
Yeah.
Up into the day that the other man adopts a child.
Oh, that's terrible.
But up until that point, because I think when you do that, when you sign away your rights, it happens in two different courts. So where they coming for you for child support is one side of the court system, but where you signed away your rights is a different side of the court system. Yeah. So they recognize, like, yeah, you can't come get custody of the kid, you can't fight for rights for the kid, but you're still on the hook financially because she's on government assistance, and the government is like, hey, yo.
So what's why would a guy adopt a kid? Why would he adopt the child or the kid for the woman if he were a single mother?
That's between the heart and the soul of that man and what he decided to do.
Well, what's the point? I don't understand what the point.
I mean,
forcing himself to be.
Well, you like you said, the way men show love is through sacrifice. They do something. They show acts of love. So some men, when they want to show a woman that they love that woman, they adopt a kid.
Well, they might not be able to have kids, and it's like it's the perfect situation.
Okay, so let me pivot then. Let me pivot for a minute. I got another question. Would y'all ever advise a guy? God, I shouldn't even ask this question. Would y'all ever advise a man to marry a woman with small kids?
I would really have to sit down and have a real intimate conversation over some whiskey and a cigar with this man to be trying to dole out that type of advice, because it's all dependent. I've seen people that have small children and the father died, or
what difference does it make?
It's high context. Like, if a father dies and she's just a widow for some,
what difference does it make?
It ain't another man
in the picture.
What does that have to do with the guy? How does that have anything to do with the guy?
Because it showed how you can, like, you don't, how the dominance in the relationship, basically. Like, hey, do I have to consult with another dude about what's going on with this kid for legal reasons?
Even if you didn't.
Legally.
Even if you didn't.
I would say, okay. I mean, if you want to take on that responsibility of a child, I'm not your father to stop you from doing it.
Why are we so scared? Please bring me this. Why are we so scared of taking care of a kid? None of us. No, I'll say no. That's wrong. No other man is responsible for anybody else's child being born. We all know that. But the fact that people would sit here today and ask the most asinine question, should I be with a woman who has small babies? My answer would be, if I were single, yes. Why? Because maybe, just maybe, I mean, of course, yeah, there are single women who don't have children, and I could pick from them and start my own legacy. But who gives a damn about your legacy at this point in time? Who gives a fuck about legacy? Again, why do I have to respect a king who does not have a kingdom? Dummy. Why do I have to respect that? I don't. Chinese don't. White people don't. So why should I? I should be proud to be with a woman who has small children, because you could get to develop. If the father is not if the father's not in their life, whether he be in jail or prison or 6 feet under. If he was 6 feet under, then okay. But if the man's in prison, this is what I would ask to speak to the man, because he is responsible for bringing these babies onto the earth. And also, it will be, it will be up to her, because mainly these are kids, right? And there shouldn't be any turmoil depending upon how long the baby father is going to be in jail, and if they actually broke up, set aside their differences or whatever. But I will grant permission from her to speak to the father if it's okay, if I can, number one, have her hand in marriage. Not have her hand in marriage. I said that wrong. If I could be the one to take care of these children, because these children can't be left without a father. Do you see my point? The children cannot be left without the father. Why are we talking about individual men? Either you want to be responsible for it or you don't.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just asking. I just gotta ask the question.
But I'm saying, me personally, I wouldn't do it, because once you do that, you're taking on the responsibility of a kid, and that's a lifelong responsibility, and you're taking. People show traits from other sides of family. Shit go down. Other people.
Why in the fuck are we even talking about? Oh my God. Negroes do not deserve. You don't just go out with white women. I mean, seriously. Seriously, if you don't want to, you're big enough to stick your cock in a woman's vagina, but you don't seriously want to take care of a doggone kid. Then you run off. Then you run off somewhere, and they can't legally find you because you're too goddamn stingy with child support. And she ends up all by herself, all alone, with very little to no help. And then you wonder why. You wonder why they are so independent upon themselves. But then when another man comes along and he wants to fulfill that responsibility, why is it a problem? And why is it so negative? I don't want to do it because it's a fulfilling responsibility. Duh. And don't you want to see a community go? I thought we were talking about community. We want to see our community grow, right? So why don't you teach this little guy or little girl their roles in life? I wouldn't mind it. Let's teach them their roles. Let's give them a healthy environment to grow up in. Let's teach them. Let's discipline them and do all the healthy things that a child needs to go through in order to be successful in life. But we're just too damn stingy.
People like, oh, this is my cousin. It's too many unknown factors.
Crazy. It's like we don't want any type of responsibility but our own. I mean, there was a time when we were responsible for other people's kids, not just our own. But it's different. It is mighty different nowadays. Sad to say, but very true. Conference call. Dr. Umar, what say you? These are one of his conference calls.
I have a quick question. Do you have any recommendations? Well, what are your thoughts on the intellectually disabled?
Good morning, Lily from Massachusetts. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, go ahead with your question, sweetheart.
I have a 25-year-old intellectually disabled child. Do you have
How low? When you say intellectual disability, I need to know what range. Mild, moderate, or severe?
Severe. I was told she was borderline mentally retarded, but they don't.
Okay, but borderline is mild, right? If you're borderline intellectually disabled, that means very mild because you're borderline.
No, it's severe.
Okay, it's severe. Okay, go ahead with your question.
Now, she was going to high school until she was 22. Her last year was in 2020 at the pandemic. So she stopped in March. She's been home with me since. I'm trying to get her into a program. She was in a program for social skills. They were like teaching them to go grocery shopping, things like that. But I had to pull her out. I don't know what to do. I'm almost at wit's end because I also have a 5-year-old, which you can hear.
Okay. Question.
What do you think I should do? I'm almost.
Andrew, he's been doing this for a very, very long time. 20 years in the making. So I'm going to say this. You can act a fool if you want to. You can call in and start acting stupid. And you just won't miss your whole blessing. But at any rate, if any single mother and have single children and you have a problem with your school, depending on what it is. Ifatunde gives his number out all the time, but you need to be serious about your questioning. You need to be real serious and you need to be real focused.
Considering a residential home, I don't want to do that because I know it could be bad.
Yes, yes, especially for a female.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out. She has a DDS worker. I've been looking for places that she can go in the daytime. But I haven't been able to find any place. The place she was going to through high school. She would go to high school, and then during the day, they would go to this program. Then she would come home. She went there from, I would say, 16 until just this April. I pulled her out.
Why did you pull her out?
They left her in a van alone.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was a safety reason. I cried when I had to pull her out because she loved it there. It was a good place. They made a mistake, but my daughter could have been hurt. I'm just thankful she stayed in the car and she didn't run away or anything like that. I don't know what else to do.
Let me ask you a question.
I haven't been focused that much on her because I also have a high functioning 5-year-old, which you can hear, which I might hang up and you can tell me offline what you think I should be doing. But I don't know what to do. I need help.
Okay, let me share this with you. Couple things. Number one, have you contacted the County Board of Mental Health to see what services they would have for your daughter?
No, I keep going back and forth with her DDS worker. I asked her for recommendations. She doesn't even respond back to the email. I even went over her head and emailed her supervisor, and then she started accommodating me. But it's like I'm not getting anywhere with this DDS worker, which is like a social worker for disabled people. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I'm at my wit's end. I'm almost to the point where I feel like I'm about to give up on my daughter, and I know this could be a life or death situation. I don't want to give up on my daughter.
Nah, you're not going to give up on her.
I'm going to put you on the mute because my daughter... Yeah, so I have a 5-year-old, but I just don't know what else to do.
Okay. Number one, I need you to contact the County Board of Mental Health.
Okay.
That's number one. You have to contact County Board of Mental Health to find out what services they have for intellectually disabled adults. Okay. Right. That's one. That's one.
And I do also want to say too is I believe my daughter is also on the autism spectrum as well.
Okay, does she have a formal diagnosis?
No, I don't. And I haven't pushed it because I know it doesn't really mean anything. It's not going to help her, but I feel like she could have more services if I could get the diagnosis. But at this point where she's 25, I'm not even sure if it would be beneficial for her.
No, it would be. And I'm going to tell you why. At this age, it operates differently for adults than with children. With children, I don't like all the labels. With adults, a label means additional services or opportunities out there. Okay. So
do push to try to get her.
Yes.
She was supposed to get an evaluation during the pandemic, but she was on a waiting list, and it's almost like my daughter got forgotten about during the pandemic. And my daughter has declined since the pandemic because everything has been taken away from her pretty much her whole life. You know, she was in school, she was going to that program. They even had her at a job where she was working at CVS, and then everything just shut down.
Okay.
And I'm trying to help, and we bring her places, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. She needs more help. She needs more services, and it's just like I said, I'm literally being stretched in two different, and I have to give more attention to my 5-year-old. She's 5, and she's a high-functioning 5-year-old. There's nothing wrong with her.
Okay. Now, let me share this with you. Let me share some things with you. Listen to me now. So you want to contact the County Board of Mental Health. Okay. It may also be called the County Mental Health Assistance Office. You also want to contact the State Department of Health and Human Services, the state capital. You want the State Department of Health and Human Services because they would know everything that's offered in the state. So I want you to stop dealing with the city and go to the state. Contact the State Department of Health and Human Services. Okay, you're still going to contact the county, but then I also want you to contact the state because the state knows everything that's available. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Hold on. The other thing I want to say to you as well. Okay, when did your daughter finish with public school?
She finished in 2020. She wasn't even finished. That was going to be her last year because where I live, they go until they're 22. The children that were disabled, they make them go. She graduated.
Right, I got you. Special ed goes to 21. Your state may have given it to 22. But here's what I wanted to say about that. Okay. When a child has an IEP, especially a serious disability. Okay. Okay. Now she stopped going to school in 2020.
Yes, she was in. That was going to be her last year.
Okay, so she became 22 in 2020. That's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything shut down.
Okay. Stay with me. When a child has an IEP, the IEP team is responsible for coming up with a transition plan for that child. Okay, transition planning must begin, I believe, at age 14 or 15. They have to start helping that child prepare.
16, yes.
Okay, stay with me.
Okay.
They have to start preparing to help that child.
Okay, once again, IEP, individualized education program. I see it, but now it changed on me. What does it mean? It changed on me. Have the definition and everything. Okay. Once again, what is an IEP? For those who don't know, IEP, individualized education program. It is a written document that is developed in each public school child who is eligible for special education. The IEP is created through a team effort and reviewed at least once a year. So your child will be evaluated for at least once a year to see if he or she is either developing or developing fast or developing slow. Before an IEP can be written, your child must be eligible for special education by federal law, a multiple disciplinary team must determine that one, she's a child with a disability, and two, she's required special education and related services to benefits from the general education program. Individuals with Disability Educational Acts, IDEA, a federal law requires certain information to include the IEP, but doesn't simplify how the IEP should look. So it doesn't, because states and local school systems may include an additional information, forms differ from state to state and may vary between school systems within the state. So, in other words, they're going to go through a series of tests, like I said before, and determining through the team, determining through their mother Either she's qualified or she's not. There it is. Let's see.
Prepare for life after she leaves high school. Okay. Now, to me, it doesn't sound like your daughter
Hey, Trish.
received proper transition services and support. In other words, they should have helped find her independent living, job training, education. All of that should have been part of her transition planning program. If you do not feel that the transition planning was adequate, you could file for due process with the state of Massachusetts, State Department of Education of Massachusetts, against your daughter's school district and say they did not properly prepare her for life after high school. There was very little, if any, transition planning. You may say, hey, even COVID interrupted it, which is beyond anybody's control, but yet and still it wasn't done. And I now need the school district to step in and help my daughter with the transition planning that they never offered. That is an option for you as well.
Okay, if I can be very honest, I think they were doing that, and I think I thought I could handle it. And
so you cut off the transition planning?
I think I'm going to be very honest. I did, because I thought I could handle all this, and I am overwhelmed. I am very overwhelmed at this point. I think it has to do a little bit with my 5-year-old and the fact of I didn't foresee all of this being brought down on me. I thought as she got older, it would be easier, thinking she was quote unquote going to be like a normal 25-year-old.
I got you.
I think the pandemic has made her decline so much that I'm like gasping for air.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest, I am at a loss for words, because is this a blame thing? Is this a I don't know, that segment from what she had stated, I can see her being overwhelmed, and this is why we need fathers in the home. But I also see her giving up the transitional process of what she could have benefited from. But I need somebody to elaborate with this with me further. It's like, where does she go from here? Who's responsible? I'm confused at that one.
And where's her father, if you don't mind me asking? Where's her biological father? Not around. Okay. Okay. And what about
typical?
Any other children? Any other adult children you have that could help out?
No, these are my only 2 children.
Only 2 children.
That's why
okay.
I feel like I put a lot of attention on my 5-year-old, because it's like I go back and forth. It's like I know she's not actually like a 25-year-old, but then in my mind it's like, okay, she's 25, so I don't put as much attention as I should. But it's a very serious situation. I go back and forth because I'm like, no, my daughter needs a lot of help. But then it's like, on the other hand, it's like she's 25. I hope this is making a lot of sense.
No, it makes total sense. It makes total sense. Now, I see where you at. I wish we never canceled out those transition services, but that's water under the bridge. You may be able to.
Have a DDS worker, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm constantly having to put my foot on this DDS.
Yeah. You have to do your own. You have to seek out your own resources. You can't depend on that worker. They're not good at all. You have to you have to do this on your own. If you wait on her, you'll never get resolution. So I want you to contact the state. Contact the state Department of Health and Human Services. I also want you to contact the state Department of Education. Because the DHS is a separate umbrella, and they both have programs for children who are disabled.
Okay.
Now, I want to know, this is what I do know. You know the difference between what he's doing and what Anton was doing? Take a wild guess. Just take a wild guess, and I'll get back with you.
Okay. And then I also want you to contact your county Board of Mental Health or Mental Health Assistance Office.
Okay.
But because and I want you to also contact hold on, autism.
Smash it. Like, share, and subscribe. Sorry I'm so late. This was like a very last minute type of a thing because my guest, she postponed it due to possibly a funeral. So hopefully Miss Doe Eyes would be required to for us to have a conversation, a show for next week. So this was a last minute transaction, but hey, we're good.
Hold on one second.
Basically, you think I should try to reconnect with getting her evaluated for autism?
Absolutely.
It was not a thing where autism was like a big thing, and she's a female as well.
Okay.
I feel like they don't give the diagnosis as much for females around the time when she was born. It was kind of like I basically had to advocate for myself at 14 years old with my child.
I got you.
Everybody kept telling me my child was okay, and I kept saying, no, there's something wrong with my child. And then when she got to be around 3, they're like, yeah, you're right, there is something wrong with this child. And I was like a 15-year-old child basically advocating for myself with my child.
I understand.
So a lot of this stuff too is I'm tired. I've been doing this a long time.
Understood. I want you to contact the National Autism Association. It's nationalautismassociation.org on the internet. nationalautismassociation.org on the internet. And let me see, there's one more. Okay, I also want you to contact the American Association on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities.
Okay.
And the website is AAIDD.org.
Well, we get the point, right? And we also hopefully get the difference. The difference between what Dr. Ifatunde Agunate is doing versus what these motherfuckers is doing. Like, smash, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get it all the way to 600. So I'm at 1,600, but trying to get it at 600. Trying to take things 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. Now let's get into these little bumbling goons, shall we? What are these fools talking about?
It's a movement out here, and it's a lot of pushback from a lot of guys, in which a lot of people is advocating for more men to become stepfathers. But then there's a lot of pushback from other guys that's saying that you shouldn't advocate for guys to be stepfathers.
Who say you shouldn't advocate guys for being
single guys that don't have no kids?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, man. Especially if you ever their mama. Yeah, their mama, you better place. Yeah, that come with the kid. Yeah, man, you can't be on no single woman, man. Just going to go, especially if you spend the night over there and you got to walk by the little. If you walk by that little, you're a low down, dirty motherfucker. If you don't rub him on the head. High five, little something. Say, what's up, little homie? Yeah, man. Catch him outside in the front door. Say, throw me the ball, fam. Throw it. All right, go. You play catch with the. I'll holler at you next time. Yeah, you wrong him up. You don't do that.
But you only came over there to bust down his mama.
If you walk by him, You done impeded into his habitat. You wrong with the mother. You bring, yeah. Listen, you and her wrong. Let me just say that. If you got to go over there and walk by the little, you done got some, and you got to walk by, you wrong.
See, this is the thing that pisses me off about some no good. I'll give him this. He is talented. I will give him that. But for the simple fact that when you got niggas screaming community, I said that wrong. Let me go back. When you have brothers and sisters screaming community, 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 and it's tainted with niggas that say, I'm gonna go and fuck your mama. I want nothing to do with that little motherfucker. What they got to do with me? All I want to do is smash his mama. But that gets praised every day. All that shit gets praised every single fucking day. And we get no love over here. No love. I could do Dr. Umar, or you know what? Take away that name. Dr. Stoyakovich can do a whole session with 10 or more women, right? 10 or more women doing a session on their children, doing a session how they're not getting properly educated, doing a session or how they're instructed to be evaluated for IEP, right? If the child is disabled, there's no question, but most parents, some parents, not most, some parents want to just go ahead and get that check. So they're going to do any and everything to get that check by automatically putting them through an IEP or her, just to get a check. You're only getting $1,000. You're only getting $1,000 per child. So what do? You pump out a unit. You pump out a unit every 9 months. Some of you, not all of you. You pump out a unit every 9 months, and all of a sudden you get, let's just say you have 5 kids. That's $5,000. Possibly minus the taxes. I know that because I, being a single person, because my mom didn't have any other children. I mean, she told me that I had a sister growing up, but I guess she died at birth. It'll be amazing if I would have seen my actual sister, my actual biological sister, in heaven. Hopefully when I turn a certain age. But anyway, we are so quick to give this nigga Charleston White, a person said he is capable of raping white women. Raping white women, and we entertain it. Ooh, this is awesome. Charleston White, we're able to, he's raping white women. Yo, dude. Niggas, man, Charleston White, something else, dog. Charles, ugh. I was just like Charleston White. There's something wrong with this. It's this app. It's this app. All this shit gets praised, but most of us who talk about education, talk about education, talking about rights, talk about certain other things other than just, a woman's being accused of saying my body, my choice, they're not submissive enough, or whatever the fuck the case may be. They're too masculine, they're not feminine enough, blah, 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 blah. They don't get no motherfucking praise. They get all the praises over here. They get thousands of course, the Princella situation. I'm guilty for that. But it's only because I felt some type of way when that bitch did the most foulest shit and read a text, not a text, but a DM that I personally I wrote to her expressing my concerns. And it didn't even matter if I'm married or not. Why can I be a concerned citizen? Whatever happened to becoming a concerned citizen? If I wasn't concerned, I wouldn't care for you at all. I wouldn't even care for none of y'all motherfuckers. None of you. So what does marriage got to do with anything? What? What does it got to do with it? So I'm saying that to say this. If you pay more attention, like everybody does, and I would say 90% of y'all pay attention to him, pay attention to Anton, pay attention to all these other big known stars on YouTube, which is fine. Then when something big comes up, something happens, like, I'm just going to say it. If something happens to your child, like a Sade Robinson, if a white person dates your daughter and does the exact same sinister shit to your daughter, don't be outraged. We were outraged for you here and other places. Shouts out to everybody who covered that story. Shouts out to everybody who covered Sade Robinson. Right. But once your daughters go out and they go out on 1 or maybe 2, 3 dates and something happens to them, don't make this news. Don't even go on YouTube. I hope nobody supports that shit. Because quite frankly, we supported, we covered it, excuse me. We covered that shit. I'm covering the trial. I will be covering the trial. We don't want to support Ifatunde because of why. We don't want to support Ifatunde. Why? Because he is a self-centered, always thinking about himself type of a bastard. He has 2 baby mamas. He has a 2 rundown buildings that all he's doing is just fixing them. I haven't seen the reservations. I haven't seen the paperwork. I haven't seen the money. How much money does he have? How much money is he spending? How much money does he need? How much money did these people give this man? It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And I'm just tired of it. If you don't like the man, tune off. Tune the fuck off. Right? Just tune off. Because apparently you ain't gonna get this from nobody else. And if anybody else tells you any different, they are not him. Like Dr. Claude Anderson. What you're getting from him, you're not going to get from anybody else. And even if you do, they're frauds. What's Brother Polite? A fraud. What's Young Pharaoh? A fraud. Now, I don't consider nobody from the Nation of Islam to be fraudulent, because I'll tell you what, they got a master, and the master is still going and striving and thriving at 90 plus. And I'm talking about the Minister Louis Farrakhan. But some of you are disrespectful to the Minister Louis Farrakhan. I personally don't listen to him all that much. He has a lot to answer for when it came to Dr. Khalid Muhammad. But I will say this: I respect him enough to not get on a live and disrespect him like Pharaoh did. I keep my comments to myself. With Ifatunde, should be the same thing. But apparently, this is a game. This is truly a game. I get it. I get it. You got your money taken away from you from previous peoples. I get it. The previous hustlers, the street hustlers, like the ones I just mentioned, right? Grandmaster J's of the world. Not Jam Master J, Grandmaster J. The one that walks up and down and pretending to be this new Black Panther, which the Black Panthers didn't even initiate this person. We don't even know this person. Right? The what is it? The Charleston Whites. We have more respect for Charleston White. We have a little bit more respect for the I have his name in my head and I can't even say it. But anyway, the Young Pharaohs, the Shaka Amos, the Red Pill, Blue Pill, the Side Netters, we have a little bit of respect for them, right? But as soon as they do something that it drains the community of a lot of things, including support, people don't want to support anymore. And now they're looking at this brother, Dr. Ifatunde, as some scam artist. What is he scam? Let's talk about it. What is he scam? Oh, I forgot. He has 2 abandoned buildings that he hasn't opened up yet. He turned down Lloyd Jamal's punk ass requests. Yes, I said punk ass requests. He's not with the Q butter effect. I get it. People often want you to do what they, not you, what they want you to do. Which is very, very sick. Because last time I checked, there are no strings on me. And I'm for certain there's no strings on Dr. Umar. Why are you going so hard for this brother? Why do you go hard for a knucklehead who sells you weed? Not knowing that it's laced. Why are you going so hard for Future, Why are you going so hard for Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar don't fucking know you. Why are you going so hard for Drake? Fucking Drake don't fucking know you. But a real true brother who goes around the community every single fucking day. Oh, he want money. That's all that nigga want. He want money. He want money. Why can't that motherfucker get a job? He has a job. Taking care of y'all asses. Taking care of, what the fuck? I got my own fucking, you're not getting it. You're not fucking getting it. What it is people often look for a savior. Not everyone, because these young kids nowadays, they get this information for Google and thinking they learned something, which they ain't learned shit. Mind you, I'm doing this with a fucked up vocal cord, but I'll live. Why is it that, what is this shit? Oh, no. Okay. A person comes around and then just gives you all what you don't know. You shit on him at every turn. But we're so quick to go to Drake. We're so quick to go to Kendrick Lamar. Oh, Kendrick Lamar dissed Drake. Drake dissed Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar dissed J. Cole. They made up. And then what? You dissed J. Cole because he basically said, I ain't with the shits. So nobody except for his followers likes J. Cole. Why? Because he's the type of person that said, I know what's going on. Psychologically, I know what's going on. And it's always brother versus brother, right? What did Kendrick Lamar do? Real quick, what did Kendrick Lamar do that I don't know if he had a concert that next day, but the next concert, guess what happened? He introduced J. Cole. J. Cole came up on stage and they ripped it. J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Now, if it was a combination of J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Lupe Fiasco, oh shit. Now that would be, to me, this would be able to turn around hip hop, rap. It will turn rap music into actual hip hop music, because this rap music today that you praise, you all praise, I don't listen to no Gorilla, Suki, Hana. I don't listen to none of them. I don't listen to Nicki Minaj either. I don't listen to Cardi B. Megan Thee Stallion, I'll listen to maybe one time and okay, cool. And she can freestyle. She can freestyle real good. I don't listen to most female rappers because I think they done tore up the game, in my opinion. My best female rapper is always going to be Queen Latifah. Yeah, I said it. Mia X, because she's the mother of No Limit. MC Light, Yo Yo, Lady of Rage. I'm with all that. I'm old school. I don't watch none of this other powerful bullshit. But I say that to say this. You support all your local rappers, all your trill rappers. that do harm to the community. But as soon as a man comes along, a male, who has credentials, who is very educated, very precise, because everything, I don't see anything that he says is not really true, because you can look up this information, Mr. Gen Zs, just Google it. But here's the trippy part. None of the shit that he mentions, some of the shit that he mentions, you will never find on Google. You know where you can find it at? At a library. Oh, I forgot. Y'all motherfuckers don't like to go to libraries. You know what you do? You tune in on here and you tune into the Princella mess. You tune into the Angry Man mess. You tune into anybody who has over 1,000. Hell, you did that with Kevin Samuels when he was alive. May he rest in paradise. I never had a problem with the man. I just had a problem with him doing all that other extra shit when it was for, he was talking against the women. Right? Now everybody wants to implement them. And the other trippy part, you like using certain words that are just so watered down now. Like this pedo word. You like using that word like it's lunch. Like, I'm gonna eat this up. I'm gonna continue to eat this up. You call this person a pedo. You call that person a pedo. You call this person, that person, this person, that person. And the next thing you know, you can't prove anything. We only have one person that is proven himself to become not only a pedo, but a bona fide knucklehead on his YouTube spaces, and you do absolutely shit about it. There are very few people, and yes, I'm talking about Daryl Long. There are very few people who are willing and able to do something about this motherfucker. But you, as a person, Sharon, love to support knuckleheads. You figure, oh, people have done a lot to me, and it gets ignored. Oh, you're grown-ass men. Here's the difference. The difference in what, let's just say what Fatty does and what Daryl does, right? Fatty says something to you, it's probably going to take like a couple of weeks and boom, he doesn't mention your name anymore. Versus a well-known person who has been kicked off of this YouTube, this app, how many times? How many times has he gotten kicked off? It's about to be 9. But how many times has he got kicked off? And no one says anything. But I hear Bomb Cherry this morning say she's denouncing, possibly maybe denouncing the nigga. I'm like, why? Why now? You heard all the videotapes, all the evidence, and yet you want to now? You want to denounce him now? Fuck you! No, don't denounce him now. Hold on. Happy tonic water. It's good for cleansing. But anyway, don't disassociate with the nigga now. Disassociate with people who are not good for the community is the first warning should be enough. If I have to tell you more than once to stop doing something and you do it again, out. We don't have time for all the messiness. But yet we are going to sit here and be ignorant to the fact here we go. Oops, wrong one. We're going to be ignorant to the fact that this man spits jewels out everywhere he goes. He's just like a preacher. They'll listen to preachers. Okay, I'll give you that. Where's his jet? Preachers have jets, you know. Where's his $100,000 vehicle? Most preachers have thousands. Hell, most preachers buy their wives $100,000 vehicles. I just wish this was Dubai, which is dealing with a flood right now, but nevertheless, preachers get money from their communities, including white folks, right? I don't think Ifatunde has received a check from a white person yet. I don't think so. And even if he did, well, at least he wasn't. At least he got a whole bunch of people who ain't stingy. Giving them $10, it's a problem. That nigga took my $10, and we've been waiting for a school to open for 20 years. Log off, lights, hit the unlike button, do something. Stop getting on my fucking nerves every other day. Every Sunday that I go live and I do this here, you get some bitch ass, you get some knucklehead like this talking shit, and that's all you get. No other cooperation, just straight up, what has he done for the black community other than collect money? Ooh. I'll tell you what he's done. He's done more shit than most YouTubers have done in a lifetime. Yes, I said it. He has done more shit. Let me get up on this motherfucking microphone. He has done more shit than most YouTubers. As a matter of fact, all fucking YouTubers have done in a lifetime. What have you ever done except for moan and groan and complain and listen to niggas like this here? I'm starting to think that, man, I never thought I'd say it. Maybe there isn't a community anymore. I don't know.
Oh, and you gotta touch him on the head like
man,
this.
You got to rub his head. What's up, little fella? How you doing? You know how you doing? Shake. Yeah. What game you playing? Let me see. Yeah, men play a game or two with it. But yeah, you got to. Yeah, you wrong in a motherfucker. Man, you don't do say that little boy. You ain't gonna have no good luck.
You ain't gonna have no good luck.
At least not that year. No, long you you ain't.
What you mean?
Man, y'all gotta go where he don't get to have access to you. You
right.
Might,
so you
see, you might be a cool
right,
and just say y'all 5 times in a 6 week, 7, 8 week time frame.
Mm-hmm.
You coming over. Man, look, see how cool your shoes look. See how cool your pants look. He look out there while you in there. He see what kind of car you got. He all up in your car, putting his fingerprints on the windows, looking in it. Or got his friend come on, oh, look over. He got hopes that you finna be a stepdaddy.
Mm-hmm.
You finna be gone in 6 weeks. Well, the little time y'all done saw one another, you done made an impression on him. Whether you know it or not, especially if you're cool, you got a cool walk, or you got waves in your hair. He like how you got your hat cocked. You know, y'all both might be Cowboys fans. You got a cowboy hat. You don't know all this. He fond of you from a distance. You just walking through, coming to mama, walking out. No, man, in your mind, you the daddy he wish he could have. And he dream about you now. Yeah, don't give him a couple of dollars. He think you the hell of a man in the world. He wants you to come. And they asking mama, you think he can come to the Donuts for Dads with me on Tuesday? She know you ain't coming. But let me see. I ask him, James.
See, I think you just weak for the kids, man.
Man,
that's your weak spot. Your weak spot. I figured it out now.
Listen,
dude,
you can't come with the babies. You can't be over there tapping on that and think some kind of. And she got kids. That's if you at her house and the kids see you. Now, if they don't ever see you, then you ain't obligated to nothing. But if they see you, you got to.
Dude, I found Charles's weakness. It's not the rappers. It's not the old. That ain't the mob ties. It ain't none of that. Ain't Larsa Pippen and none of that. If you want to tap in and see, the only thing he give a about is the kids. It's the only thing he care about.
Yeah,
He'd be like, hey man, can't let the little walk by without you giving him a high five. See, don't care nothing about nothing but the kids.
Man, he know when y'all close the door, you mama. Man, he know when that door closed. That weed smell coming up out of there. He already know. Another time, man, mama smoked with the weed with the door open. Soon, every time you come over there, the door closed. Yeah. That's what my mama wouldn't let us see no in her bedroom.
How'd you get so weak for the kids? See, man.
There's something else, ain't Charleston White, he is something else. That is amazing. And this is what we tune into every day. This is, after all, this is entertainment. And we like to be entertained. It's called entertained, not entertained, entertained for a reason. The reason why we like to be entertained is because it's been done to us 1,000 times, decades, centuries. The whole blackface thing. For us becoming preachers turned pimps, pimps turned preachers. What was it? The performances every other weekend when the slave master picked a certain person to entertain them in the White House. We tend to forget, but we don't like to read. And you get two people listening, but none of them agree, and or none of them don't give a fuck. It's just entertainment. Oh, I'm sorry, three. It's just entertainment. So you want to be entertained. Okay. Okay. Me, I'm trying to prove a point. At the end of my segment, I'm gonna prove that point that even though baby mothers are delusional at times and they're sometimes unsanitary and unsafe, meaning they like to go and just have kids with any person, just anybody, and don't even like to have a conversation. No, I just like to just have sex with you. But I don't want to get pregnant. Oops, I did it again. Britney Spears. You got Britney Spears. And so you're wondering, trying to figure out a plan, and it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh, woe is me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If we were to take the time to first listen to ourselves, our inner what? God. And what anything that my grandmother used to say this. My grandmother used to say, boy, be still. Just be quiet. Mama, it's raining and thunder. She used to tap me on my head hard like, boy, be quiet. God's talking. And when God talks, you listened. I didn't know what that meant until now. Well, till then. We like to listen to ourselves think all the time because it makes us money. Cool. But wait, doesn't YouTube take like 30-40%? So everybody knows this, right? Let's just say someone gives you $5, right? I think 50% of that gets took, and you have made over $3 and something cents. I don't know. You didn't make the full whatever. But you can Zelle a whole bunch of people. And I'm not surprised that Zelle, they don't charge you. They charge you for Cash App, and it's only like 0.2%. So they don't even charge you all that much. But if you're not Zelling, which Zelle is free now, it's been free. I'm surprised they don't tax the shit out of that, and it's like it's 20 cents or something like that. But whatever. Y'all like to be entertained. I can dig it.
And everything that you advocate for, everything that you fight for when it comes to justice and reform and all of that, that's like your thing. The only thing you care about is the kids, man.
Yeah, nah, man. I didn't know kids went to bed hungry. I had never seen kids begging for food.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Nah, man. I thought everybody looked after kids.
No.
My mama looked after kids. Yeah, my mama did it. Yeah, I watched my mama do it. So
look out for the kids.
Yeah. My mama was a foster parent for a long time.
Even when we was talking to Pops, and we was talking about the bottomless pit and the classy lady and all of that, everything that you did, you would get it cleaned up in order for the kids to be able to come in there and get fed and all of that other type of stuff. Like, that's like your biggest thing. It's just that you don't want to see no kid hungry.
Imagine what the kids see, homie. all the things that the devil will say, hey, come here, let me show you something. He doing that to the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So all the things that we don't want children to see, all the things that we have nightmares about, man, I wouldn't want my kid to see this. Now they get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. The world wasn't ugly through our eyes, homie. If I close my eyes and look through the world from my eyes as a kid, I hear kids laughing. I hear water splashing. It was like a celebratory time growing up as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then somewhere it goes dark. So all the evil in the world, man, kids can see it now. That used to be scary on television.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it hard for them to sleep at night as a kid. Thinking about that scary you seen on television. So imagine the shit that the kids see and how hard it is for them to sleep at nighttime in today's time. Homie, that fucked me up just to even think about it. And I got kids though.
Yeah, you go in there and fucking with the mom, and they come in there and they see your crazy ass, but you making light of it, and the kids have nightmares. Like, oh, get off my mama, get off my mama. Come to find out, he's your daddy.
Yeah, I got kids. The world is scary to our kids, homie. It wasn't scary to us. It's scary to our kids.
Why is that?
But they thrust into it now with everything that's going on.
But whether they thrust into it or not, that's why so many of them are on drugs and fucked up and doing homie this.
Why are they so hooked on drugs? Why is that? Does anybody want to know that? Does anybody want to know the answer? Huh? Does anybody want to know the answer why the kids are so distraught and they're having nightmares and they develop postpartum and some of them develop in ADHD, Tourette's, and all this other shit? Do you know why? I'll tell you why. The same reason why we keep smoking weed, we ignore our principles. I'm sorry, what principles? My bad. You have no principles. Some of you, maybe most of you, don't have no principles, don't have no morals, don't have no ethics. Because you listen to one person, just one, and you think he's full of shit. But he just proved, and has continued to prove otherwise. He's proven it each and every single time he hits that damn school, because education is part of it. Now we're just waiting for somebody who can do the financial shit. But guess what? Somebody has done that. Umar just spoke to some financial dude not too long ago. But no one gives a fuck about that. It's just drama all day. Drama here, drama there. They just don't care. But they're going to find out. If anybody gets, I hope they keep their jobs. Especially these young little niggas. I hope they keep their jobs, right? Because it's going to be hard. With this inflation and with AI here, replacing 40% of the jobs. Yours, mine, and Everybody, all the blue collar, white collar, doesn't matter. And if you're not a computer program software engineer, if you're not an engineer, if you're not a computer programmer, I feel the sorriest for you. They're not going to need housekeepers anymore. You know why? Because they got robots who can take over now their housekeeping. And I wouldn't be surprised in the near future that most of us will turn into cyborgs vis-a-vis the chip that is implanted in our right hand. And what did God say about that so-called chip? Anybody who is caught with that chip cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven, for they will be damned. Paraphrase. Many of us just don't care. They just don't care. Well, I tell you what. Since you don't care, and you like drama so much, right? I'll see you later.